Welcome, everybody. Oh, we're back. We're back, everybody. Welcome to episode 19 of the American Idiots Show. We already have 10 inside. Make sure you are smashing the like. Make sure you are subbing if you are new. If you're watching it on playback, make sure you leave a comment and disagree with everything that I have to say.
Everything.
We're gonna say a lot of things today, and I don't know why my camera's blurry, but it is. We're gonna say a lot of things today that I think people might not agree with, but I will tell you something you will agree with. We got Jez and Del Boy on today, absolute legends in the community for this little small channel YouTube community that we've gotten. We've got two of the best, so let's shout them out first. Jez, how you doing today?
Oh, all good, man. All good. Just had a great conversation with Kenny Ken about his Arsenal journey. Something I'm going to be asking various people to do. Try to, TJ, it's off season. Trying to come up with different content. I'm fed up of talking about the same stuff that everybody else is. Transfer stuff's brilliant. It's great. We're all interested.
Yep.
But I don't want to rinse and repeat what everybody else is saying. So I'm trying to come up with different ideas. And I loved it. It's great to get his perspective of his Arsenal journey. I'm going to get you on. Next one's Connor. I'm going to drag DVS on. And, it's just nice to hear everybody's different views of what their history is with Arsenal.
Right.
That's going to be good, man. All good.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. I think my Arsenal journey is going to be a little bit shorter than some of the others that you're going to have on there. But I think, every time you and I get on a camera together, it's jokes. It's always fun. So I'm really, really looking forward to that.
Thing is, man, is when people are in the chat, they come up with questions like tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And that adds to it because, people throw in a question and say, oh, TJ, what do you think of this? Or how, whatever, blah. So it actually it enhances it, I think. Actually.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And big up everybody in the chat real quick. We got Tony, we got Elias, we got Drew Gunner, we got Northside.
Oh, big up my guy.
Building. Big up Northside. Big up my man.
I've got Northside. I'm going to be contacting you, my friend.
Beautiful.
Not to come and do your Arsenal journey.
Yeah.
I'll be contacting you tomorrow.
Absolutely. And my favorite Arsenal fan, Warren. Warren's in here. Big up Warren. I guess big up long-haired Yeti. I guess. We're gonna pack for a 6-0. I can't wait. I cannot wait. All right. Del, how you doing, man? It's been a minute since you and I have been on the show at the same time.
It has. I've been doing great. Sun shines out today, Friday afternoon. Can't really complain. I'm pretty disappointed about the highlights I saw of the Nuremberg game, but we'll get into that. Other than that, big shout out to everybody in the chat. Jaminho, Warren, Yeti, Northside London, my guy.
Yes.
Slipper. Love it. Drew, BBB, David, Christian Jaminho, Lenny, Arsenal Forever. Great to have everybody in here. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm excited for Del Boy to pop on.
Yeah, once we get Del Boy on, we're going to talk about the Nuremberg game because that was I have thoughts on that. But Elias asked, where is Connor today? Connor's at the gym. Connor is listening to us right now. He's at the gym. He needed a break from the Americans, which I understand. It's fine. I get it, So now Jess is like, no, I got to deal with these guys. But no.
Why go to the gym? Why bother?
Connor's working on his modeling career. Calvin Klein gave him a call, so he's all
over it. Connor's a young buck, man. He's got plenty. He's got plenty to do. He's 20?
Like 19.
If that, yeah. So that's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing that he's in the gym. Good habit.
Look, guys, I don't need him with my physique. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you sit and you just drink wine. That's all you need.
Yes, you just sit around and drink wine as you get older. Cheers to that. I'm gonna stick to the water this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm on the Just the Haze non-alcoholic
Nice.
IPAs. I gotta stay sharp.
Right.
Oh, yeah, guys, you boys, you need educating. Seriously, come on.
I've drank on plenty of these streams, and today I got to play the long game because I'm actually which brings me to the next point. So yeah, Connor's already in here freaking flexing. Yeah, he's flexing on us already. So it brings me to the next point. So guys, before this show and after this show, I was on the Perchy TVs. He pops in sometimes. He's doing a 24-hour fundraising stream for Peace Hospice out in the UK. His uncle recently passed away from a terrible disease, and the hospice center that helped and guided his family through that horrible scenario we're raising money for that hospice care because apparently they were just incredible for him. So I talked with Perchy about this. I was very, very happy and honored that he asked me to be involved. So I'm popping in and out of there with a lot of other really, really great YouTubers, not just Spurs and Arsenal fans, but a ton of different people from around the community. So I put the link. If you're willing to donate, the link is in the pinned chat. Yeah, definitely give what you can if you can. I've been going over there and shooting some bullets at the Spurs fans and having a good time. And Perchy actually told us that his uncle was an Arsenal fan. So, to know that he was an Arsenal fan and he was such a really, really nice guy, we got to help represent. So if you're an Arsenal fan, you want to go over there and you can give what you give, just what you can, please do that. You would really appreciate it, I think. So, all right, enough of that. Again, yeah, Perchy's an absolute legend. Make sure you're subscribing to him if you haven't already, and go ahead and sub to him if you haven't already as well. Okay, let's get into it while we're waiting for Del Boy a little bit here. So, question to Jez: apart from the obvious woes of Arsenal, what do you think is the most positive aspect of the transfer window so far? Oh, the dreaded P word.
Well, I think Arsenal, for once, have gone early, getting players in. Confirmed Jurrien Timber today. That's from what I little know. I did do some research today, in fairness. He's a bit of a multiplayer. Centre back, right back, probably can play midfield. Great. I think that's a decent signing. Personally, obviously Declan Rice coming in is absolute class. Probably one of the best players in that position in Europe, I would say. That's my opinion. I'm still thinking, though, the assembled, that we need to do further business. We still need an out and out striker. I mean, we'll get into this, I know, in the discussion, but having watched yesterday the friendly game against Nuremberg, I don't put too much on that because it's a run around, it's getting fitness, it's getting players back in. But I'm sorry, people, Eddie Nketiah, he is absolute bloody crap. He's pony, man. Seriously, we're looking to offload Holding, possibly to Besiktas, whatever the fucking name is, for 2.5. Well, take Nketiah with you because, mate, sorry, he is absolutely dog shit.
Agreed.
Seriously. I watched him. He plays. What is this stupid tactic he plays? Where he tries to track down the goalkeeper. I'm sorry, but there's not many players in the world that be able to do that. I remember watching Henry do it a couple of times. Messi done it a couple of times. Nketiah, give it up, man. You ain't good enough to actually track down a goalkeeper. But assembled, yeah, we're looking positive. We still need to do business. and we've got to the 1st of September to do some other stuff. And I'll leave it there, man. Leave it there.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And, let's just get into it. I think Delboy just saw my my Instagram chat, so I think he'll be hopping on here pretty soon. So, guys, yeah, like, obviously we don't want to overblow preseason games. We know they're just getting a run out. But guys, we got to start seeing that. That's a Bundesliga 2 team that we couldn't put away, guys. Like, so we can say, oh, it's preseason, all we want. But if we lose to MLS All-Stars, I'm going to be there, I'm going to probably rage. Because the quality of player that we have in this team is better than a freaking Bundesliga 2 side. Okay, we got to I think what helped us last season was firing off and winning, if not like, what, 80% of our preseason games by large margins last season. I think that set the tone for the season moving forward. So yes, obviously there is some room for error, for giving people runouts, figuring out who can really stay and who can go on loan or who needs to be sold. Like, I get there's a version of that, but what I saw yesterday was far below the standards of this football club, far below. Carl Hein, what is he still doing here? What is he still doing here? Doing his best Ramsdale versus Southampton impression. Send him back to Estonia. I'm done with this dross, guys. I'm done. Like, you guys can, like, we can talk about freaking Matt Turner and Ramsdale all we want, but we have 3 dead keepers behind him. Runnerson, Hein, Unquoko. What are these guys? Do we actually have any long-term plans for these guys? No. But going back to the preseason thing, Hein, he's just proven one more time that he doesn't belong in the first team. So why are we giving him a run out? I mean, why are we really even giving him a run out? Put in Poco in there. I would have rather seen Runnerson in there. No way, no, he's never gonna make it. So yeah.
It was a perfect game for Matt Turner, though. That's the whole point.
Yeah, well, Turner just got done losing in the Gold Cup. So
yeah, but still, is he not ready? I mean, was he?
I mean, he's a problem.
There, was he? It's the team selection already has us sort of worried. Just looking at the second game of the preseason or the first, I don't even know. I just watched. I didn't even see the game. I watched the highlights, and from what I saw was crap. And I was telling TJ and you, Jez, in the back room that someone's making a highlight video of Kai Havertz from yesterday. It's like, what the hell? He's like, he got slapped in the face, he fell down, and he made one forward pass. It's like there was nothing really to watch. It's just a bunch of mistakes and bad passing. And I know it's the first run out for everybody, but at the same time, it's that a team like that we should be smashing like 3-0. Exactly, David hit it right on the nail on the head. Is we should be beating that team 3-0 with Eddie
our under 20. Our under 21 should be beating that team 3-0.
Yeah, like the standards weren't met. Obviously, the lineup was wrong. The tactics were probably half-assed. It's just one of those things where it's like you almost run the risk of injury. Like, what if Kai Havertz got injured? Right, there goes $65 million down for the next couple of months. I mean, it was just a sloppy exhibition by us, and Arteta should really kind of be ashamed and take a look in the mirror and know that there's going to be tougher competition obviously ahead, but this is a team I hope in his mind he would have pictured us beating 3 or 4-0, 4-1. It's just it's disgraceful to be a 1-0 and then draw. I mean, that's the whole point too, and at the end of that game, from the highlights I did see, is Nuremberg were controlling the last 15 minutes of that game, it looked like. So we got some defensive issues to look at. I mean, there's weaknesses all across the pitch right now. I believe we still need a center back. I still think we need a striker, of course, and possibly another center mid. So I think there's some, the team selection was wrong. The commitment wasn't there. And Arteta should really just look at the next game ahead and make better plans. It was a shit show. So,
all right, before I let Jez get into it, let's bring him in.
I think
everybody in the comments, get ready.
Remember here is that Nuremberg had played their season starts. Nuremberg's season starts at the beginning of July because of their winter break. So they had already played 3 games. So they're going to be a little bit slicker. And and the fact that they're tier 2 Bundesliga, but they're fitter and quicker than Arsenal are going to be. So you have to take that into account. I mean, it was a shit show, but he threw Arteta threw just about everybody on that pitch,
right,
to see what they've got. And I think one of the things he did with Hein was to say, right, let's see what you've got. If you ain't good enough, you can fuck off, basically. And I think Arteta has become a little bit ruthless in what he wants to do. But I'll shut up. Del Boy, good to see you, fella.
Big up, Del Boy.
First of all, I want to apologise to Jez, Devious, and especially TJ and all in the chat. I'm late. I'll tell you what was in my life today was we were doing football trials, like, you know, for who's going to make my team and this team and that team, and we had about 30 kids down, and I have to narrow it down to about 14. So it was hard. It dragged on a bit longer than expected. A few good players I'm after getting, but that's neither here nor there. So apologies, first of all. But yeah, look, I was just listening to you there in the background and stuff like that, and I agree with you. The one thing I wanted to I was a bit confused with the starting lineup was, why didn't he play Balogun? You've probably already touched on this first, and I mean start him. We all know Eddie's shit, and get him out of the club, and it's as simple as that. He's not going to improve us this year. Why did he start? I still don't understand. But maybe is he putting him in the shop window to sort of say, West Ham, are you interested? South Luton, like, you know, that's probably his level. Like, you know, a new Premiership team, as we all know, he was in Leeds, and didn't turn up any trees there, wasn't good enough, and that was the Championship, be at the top end of the Championship, but that's neither here nor there. But I'd like to give this Balogun a fair crack at the whip. I'd love to see him probably staying for the season, like what he done with Eddie last year. Gave him his chance, cup games. Eddie got in January, that in around time Jesus was injured. He got a fair good crack at the whip. So this is not me being harsh. I don't think he has got his chance. Not good enough. You know, I don't know what you guys think of that.
Well, one thing, Del Boy, that I mentioned over on Perchy's channel, I'll say it here again. We did eventually bring on Balogun, but we didn't play him up the middle. We played him on the right. He is a striker. He does play on the right for the United States, but that's more the exception than it is the rule. He is an out-and-out striker. Play him up the middle and see what he can actually do. He's not going to be able to do anything. He's not going to be able to do anything on the right, especially when he has Fabio Vieira feeding him.
But here's the thing, TJ, like you said, he plays on the right. That's part of the complaints that we've heard from our friends Del Boy, Warren, and Darren, is that it's, you know, why is he playing Balogun on the right when he played Aubameyang on the left wing, had Aubameyang at left wing back at sometimes, didn't know how to use
I agree with that.
You know, so it all kind of starts to come together when you look at it, right? Like Del Boy said, we all know Eddie's shit, but then you hit it too, TJ. Why the hell is Balogun on the right? It makes no sense. And what are you trying out? How fast he can get up the wing? Because we've already got our winger. We've got two wingers there. You know, maybe Kai Havertz is even a third because he can play on the right as well. It's ridiculous, and that's where I'm very nervous already for his team selection and what each game is going to bring after the next. Are we going to see Eddie on the left wing and, you know, Trossard up front and freaking, you know, Timber on the right wing? I mean, who knows? He's already got himself confused, and this is part of why I agree with so much of what, you know, the negativity, or some would say negativity, or opposing views of Arteta's doing okay, but when you look at this shit, is he really? I mean, he's already playing players out of position, so you start to wonder, maybe some of this carryover that we've seen the last 5 seasons is already coming to fruition again.
But see, you know, can I jump on that actually? Yeah, like with the the sort of what you were saying there, TJ. Why is he playing him on the right hand side? We all know at Rennes, Balogun absolutely roasted the league, and fair enough, it's a fairly good standard league, you know, blah de blah. Is it because Jesus is guaranteed his game like Xhaka was? Is there something that he signed Jesus to say, you're my number one striker, you'll play every game, you're fit? And that's why he's trying to get a position for Balogun. He's trying to get a position for Havertz as well, because we all know the big contract that he's on. So he's starting every game. You know what I mean? Is that a way, or like, you know, or is he? And if it is, I'm not happy with it, because we have to play. It's only to be fair on these players. Play them in the position that they're the best in, that they feel comfortable in. Don't try to, oh, well, I have to play him there, so I'll try and put him over on the right-hand side. I'll try and put him on the left-hand side. With the Havertz deal, he sort of said in his press conference or whatever, he's not sure of his position. Well, why did you sign him?
That was actually going to be my question that I thought would absolutely set Dal off, because look, we paid $65 million for a guy where you don't know where you're going to slot him in. What?
Right, and it's opposite of what he learned under Pep Guardiola, right? Because they make transfers to replace specific players at specific positions. And so when you think about his background and the blueprint that he's brought to Arsenal was the Pep way, well, he sure really is going the opposite of that to try and carve his own path. I go back again. He was playing Aubameyang at left wing back in certain times. Mm-hmm. And when he starts being the tinker man, you know, you start to get kind of nervous. Like, well, what is this guy really thinking? And Del Boy said it too. And you, TJ and Jazz has said it every shows. We bought 65 million Havertz to replace Xhaka, not to replace Martinelli, not to replace Reece Nelson, not to replace Eddie Nketiah or Jesus, to replace Granit Xhaka on the left midfield side as one of our box-to-box midfielders. Because we know he can't defend. He's not going to defend as well as Xhaka, right? You know, he's going to have to. Rice is going to have to cover more ground on the left side because Zinchenko is going to be inverted. So, like we've talked before, TJ, Zinchenko inverted, Havertz on the left leaves a massive opening on our left side for the teams to attack down their right side, and that is what I'm nervous about when we talk about Havertz and tactics and not knowing where to play him. Oh, I don't know, but I fucking signed him anyway. It's you wouldn't make that deal on FIFA. Nope. So why are we spending that kind of money on someone who can't finish, can't defend, but is fast and can run in the box? It's madness, Carl Rossi. I love you, bro. Just take it from there, man.
But look, he's at the club now. He's new. Alarm bells were ringing for me when the Chelsea supporters were delighted he was gone and happy days or whatever. But the type of person I am, I'll give everyone a chance. He, in my eyes, he's starting on a clean slate. I don't care what Chelsea supporters say about him. And I just hope that Arteta does get the player that we've seen at Bayer Leverkusen. Because if we do get that Kai Havertz, we have a baller on hand. It's just fitting him into our system. And I hope that, you know, Arteta has a plan for him.
Right. But if you start seeing him play at striker, Del Boy, you're going to lose your shit. Right? And then, we go back to his man management. And this is something, again, our friend Warren has been talking about, and Darren and Jez, you know, some of the old gutters that have been through manager after manager and seen different tactics and gameplay, that you have to play the right players in the positions. And again, if he's following the blueprint for Man City, why is he trying to change it? And he did what was his formation yesterday? 3-2-4-1. Well, that looked familiar for Man City, didn't it? So it's confusing already, and this is what already has me worried, you guys.
I think we have to take in this point. We brought Havertz in. There is a player in there, and I just think he's been mismanaged. And I think that if Arteta has a role for him, I mean, yesterday he wasn't. It's a friendly. It's nothing game. It's a fitness game. You know, I mean, you know, I never take anything from pre-season games. Mm-hmm. And I think Arteta may have a plan. He may have it in the fact he's going to play just behind the front two, which is where he played, right, before when he was in Germany. He didn't play in that position at Chelsea. So I always say this. Whenever we've brought in a new player, give him time and support him. Now, I got absolutely slated last week for saying that because people say, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. No, I don't support Arteta. I don't support the management. I support the club. I support the badge. That is what you do. You support the players. when we bought players in the past, right? When we bought in players, Limpar, players we'd never even heard of, right? When they pitched up, we supported them. And some of them turned into great players. Some of them turned in when we bought Shamak, who was going to be a great player. He turned out to be absolute pony. And but I supported him. I supported him. Yeah. And that is what, as a fan, as a real loyal fan, that is what you'll do. You'll support the team on the day and see how they perform. I'm not going to write this guy off. Give him a chance for, give him a chance to Christmas or New Year, and let's see how he does. Because at the end of the day, Arteta may have a plan. We don't know. I am no tactician. I am no football manager. Okay, so I'm not qualified to make a discussion about it. But he has the opportunity to pop this player into a position that maybe he thinks he'll fit. And that's how I see it.
Do you think he's going to be the replacement for Xhaka? If we are in a 4-3-3, is he on the left side that Xhaka had? Is that where you see him?
No, I think he'll go mid, personally.
So maybe come on for Odegaard in the 70th minute or something?
Yeah, I think so.
So
a lot of money for somebody to come in off the bench. That's why I think he's probably going to be playing on the left. And we're like, and I hate to say it, like the more and more I look at it, I think we're probably going to sell Partey. But go ahead.
The only player that this is going to affect, I think, is Trossard, because Trossard is the one who sort of comes in on the left, and I think Trossard's going to be, his season is going to be like Tierney's was last season. I think he's going to be limited to game time.
Jeez, Del Boy, really?
Yeah, I honestly do. I honestly do think that.
You're right, because that really does limit his time, doesn't it? He's not going to be happy about that because he wasn't happy at the end of last season. You could see it on his face. You could see it his body language.
This is the thing as well. Like with Trossard, we knew with De Zerbi when he was at Brighton, he called De Zerbi out and he told him he wasn't happy. So he's a type of player. If he's not happy, he's not been playing, or if he has a problem, he will say it to the manager. And it's all then down to what way Arteta manages him. Yeah. Will there be a rift in the dressing room then? Does it get people on people's side and, stuff like that? It's never is good, But let's not hope that doesn't happen, obviously, but I'm all for giving, I agree with Jez, give every player a chance. That's signed for the Arsenal jersey, I'm 100% behind them.
Yeah, and I'm with you guys too on that. I'm like, if they wear the shirt, I will support them until they gave me the individual players give me a reason not to, because that's what I see already. Sorry, again, I'm going to keep hyping on this on Fabio Vieira. We put Ethan Nwaneri in that position behind Flo, and you saw an immediate improvement. He's 16. How old's Fabio Vieira? How long are we going to give this guy a chance? That's all I'm saying. And I really hope that I get to see a different kind of performance on Wednesday, where I will be there live, and and so will Spencer. And this worries me. For my first time ever seeing Arsenal live, we are going up against in-form MLS players. The one thing I think my internet's cutting out. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're okay. Yeah.
You're good.
Did my internet cut out there?
You're good.
Am I good? All right, cool. Yeah, no, you guys froze for some reason. I think YouTube or StreamYard's being weird, but yeah, the one advantage that we have is these MLS players. A majority of them have never played together before, so we have that advantage too. So I'm a little worried about that, but at the same time, you know, at the end of the day, it's still a preseason game. I still don't want to see us be getting embarrassed by Man United and Barcelona and in New York and California, respectively. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to that. Me and Spencer are going to get together and have many, many beers and march to the stadium and do all that jazz.
Which game are you going to?
Arsenal versus MLS All-Stars.
Oh, lovely, yeah. Whereabouts is that game?
That's in Washington, D.C., so East Coast, yeah. So it's gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to it. Me and Spencer are gonna meet up, and I'm sure we'll see all the familiar American faces out there, which will be hilarious.
If you see AFTV, will you tell them I said hello? Will you?
Yeah, I will. You know, and that was something I wanted to talk about on here is that if I see them,
AFTV, man, tell them to fuck off.
Yeah.
Bring some eggs with you, TJ. Just start throwing eggs at him when you see Robbie.
Just start throwing eggs at Robbie. People would think that was a hate crime over here, by the way.
Yeah. True.
TJ
gets arrested at the Arsenal game.
Yeah, no.
Just start a GoFundMe.
Yeah, well, no, and here's the thing though too is that I'm planning on taking video, but at the same time, it's just like I got to go there and enjoy it though. Like this is gonna be so cool. Dal, have you ever seen Arsenal live?
Me?
Nope.
Oh, sorry,
Dal.
Yeah, sorry. No, not yet. But we're making plans for London next year.
Yeah,
sure. We're already looking at a hotel. There's I think a best Holiday Inn that's over by the Emirates. So we're already looking at making plans to go over there for a couple games. Hopefully a Champions League game at home, and then of course a weekend game. But those are going to be really expensive tickets. So,
save your pennies.
Myself, the wife, and 2 kids. It's gonna cost a little bit. But so I'm starting to save now a little bit and look at prices. And I know I'll probably be in contact with Jez probably in the next few months and figure out tickets and the best ways of getting around. And hope to, of course, see Jez and Kenny Ken and spend time with our friends in London and grab a pint and some food and hang out and tour around. Maybe get up to Ireland. Not sure.
But, the
problem is if we go to Ireland, though, I'm not gonna survive. I'm not leaving. That's the problem.
Right.
And I'll meet up. Yeah, no, I meet up with Del Boy and Kyle Walsh, and I'm pretty sure Kyle Walsh will just throw me over his shoulder by the end.
I'll have to be rolled out of the pub.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So I don't want to get too deep into it, right? But anyway, there's plans for me to. I'm actually going to go see a couple matches next season. Early September, where the weather's still nice.
Oh God, no, and Carl Rossi too.
See, I don't want to get any false hope.
No, I don't want to give any false hope. But if I ever come to that island, I know I'm never leaving.
TJ and I did talk about though, if we hit like a special episode and all of the YouTube money comes rolling in, we'll do a live show from Dublin and have all you guys there. A massive panel. Jazz will have to make the trip up from Brighton.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about that. That's not a problem. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So back to the footy talk. The Assemble is coming with really good questions, so we're going to go back to that real quick. Question for Dal. And maybe for the entire panel. What do you believe is the best way to deal with the Pepe situation, minimizing the laughing at Arsenal? I have an answer to this, but go for it, Dal.
I think we bring him back in. We need a winger. I rated Pepe highly when he was here. I thought that some of his runs were great. His timing in the box was fantastic. His finishing was good. But there's a lot of times he dribbled the ball, would lose the ball. But I think he's I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I wasn't expecting that question, to be honest. But bring him back. Why the hell not? But sell him. I don't know. That's a good question. My biggest thing is with transfers of wingers is I wanted Moussa Diaby. I wanted the Xhaka plus cash for Diaby to happen. Yeah, see, like Jez agrees, and of course, his great mind didn't probably have any foreshadowing that way. So, anyway, Moussa Diaby, I would sell him and use that money to bring in Moussa Diaby or another winger.
Yeah. What would you do, Del Boy?
Me, I get where you're coming from, Dal. I do, but does he improve us? No. So his contract situation, we know, he's on big money as well. Like, if he'd play well at Villa, you know what I mean, or West Ham or somewhere like that, he really would play. He is a baller. He's a great player. But does he improve us? No. Do I want him? No. That's the long and short of it, But I get where you're coming from because I do like him. I did like him, and I thought he was being a bit harshly treated by Arteta. He wasn't given a good run of 10 games or something to get going. You know what I mean? He was always in. He was out substituting.
Yeah.
No, and that I do feel sorry for him that way. But
I always wanted to see him, in the front three with Aubameyang on the left, Lacazette up front, and him on the right. But he never really played that. I thought that would really be a really good attacking front three, and that just never really materialized. So, yeah, you're right. He's got to go. It's old news. We've got to move on. There's better players. I agree.
What do you think? What do you think, Jez? Keep sell.
Well, this is a tricky one for me because I actually rate him. I just don't think it's Mikel Arteta doesn't like him. Well, maybe he doesn't actually fit his playing style, and therefore he's binned him. So I would say, for Pepe's sake, sell him. I think he's a quality player. I really do. But I think really he's not going to play for Arsenal anymore. So if we can get 30, 35 million for him, sell him. I think it's a shame because he never really got, as Del said, he never really got the opportunity. He never got the run of games that he deserved. So I think, being sensible, I'm not going to be falling in love and saying, "Oh, give him another go." No, sell him. Let's get 30, 35 million and let him go. And I wish him well.
Yeah, I mean, we're taking a 50% loss on that one. I don't think he just doesn't have a position in the team. No. So we got to sell him. What were we going to say?
I think they're going to terminate his contract. It's not even about selling. I think there's a year left in it, as far as I know.
That's a disgrace, isn't it, man?
Yeah.
So you're talking 72 million, the most expensive player so far.
Right.
And we just terminate a contract. I mean, that is a fucking
72 million down the drain.
That's shocking.
Yep.
This is where we're always, like me and Jez and you, TJ and Dal, we're always giving out about Edu and all this and Garlic Head and all these. They're bringing these players in. We're getting nothing in return. Nothing. Mm-hmm. And when do the Kroenkes or whoever is going to own Arsenal or in the long term turn around and say, hold on a minute, we have to start making money when we're selling players. Chelsea are making money. You know what I mean? Chelsea are making big money. Man City, all these other clubs are making big money on these players. And we are getting rid of the likes of Aubameyang and Barcelona 6 months later sell them for 50-odd million or 30 million or whatever it was. You know what I mean?
But doesn't that have to do with Chelsea buying expensive players to begin with, right? So they're buying 90 million pound players and selling them for 50 and 60 mil. And we're buying 50 million players and selling for 25, 30 mil, and even less in most cases.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you kind of look at it, that's why I'm so excited and talk so much about us finally being at that 100 million level, right? So if Declan Rice decides that he wants to piss off to the Bernabeu in 2 or 3 years, we could probably still get 85, 90 million for him, hopefully, right? If he stays
more,
right. Okay, more. But hopefully over the 105.
Yeah, but no, I want to make, if we're selling Rice, we're making money. I'm tired of this losing value.
Well, right, but that's where the issue lies, TJ, is what would Arsenal do in that situation, right? From the history, we know is that we've bought high and sold low, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, so with the tactic, with the knowledge that Edu and the management has, you know, I don't really, you know, we would like to make a profit on Rice, but there's no guarantee. But at least that if we were to take a loss, we would still be, I think, in the 80, 90 millions in that range, right? So if we continue to buy $100 million players, which I have no problem with, as long as they're, you know, world-class or potential world-class like Rice, then if those players don't work out, we take a loss of maybe 10 or 15 mil. I can kind of see that, but TJ hit it right too, is that we should be looking to sell at a profit. But then we're selling players at their prime again, TJ, and that's what we did when Man City came up in the league. Is we sold Adebayor, Nasri. They took Yaya Toure from us because he was down pretty much ready to sign for Arsenal because of Kolo and his influence. So I kind of get nervous when we start to talk about like selling players at like you guys so much of a loss. Like to me, Granit Xhaka, when we officially offered him to Roma, I think it was at 12.5 or 15 mil, and we got 21 mil for him right in the end. So I guess that's decent business. But it's just when you get in the $100 million category, if you take a loss, I think your loss, you should obviously keep those losses at a very minimum. But I don't think you're going to sell a Declan Rice 3 or 4 years in his prime, TJ, for more money unless he really forces a move, right? If we don't win shit in 3 years, he's going to force a move, and we're going to have to force a price tag that we don't want to give him. Right?
Yeah, I know. I guess, Dal, I'm just so tired of signing these players and having them lose value. It's just we're always seeing Arsenal take a loss. Arsenal take a loss. Arsenal take a loss. Like we could have sold, and we always bring this up, but we could have sold Ainsley Maitland-Niles for 25 million, and we let him go on a free and get relegated with Southampton. I mean, it's just pure stupidity.
It's the Arsenal coddling effect, like we've talked many times before. We're coddling Eddie Nketiah right now. We coddled Rob Holding. Save his value, got $2.5 million to fucking Besiktas. I mean, come on. And I mean, that stuff is just pure stupidity and really, really bad business. You know, but it's just like we coddle these players, like Eddie Nketiah again. I mean, do we put him on display, or are we just, you know, playing them to get them ready? Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? No, I agree. Hey guys, we got 22 inside. We got 28 likes. Get us up to 30 likes before the end of the show. We're gonna have a little bit of a shorter one today, just because got a couple of different streams going on. After this stream, make sure that you go over to Northside's channel, Raid Northside's channel. Say TJ Warren TV, the idiots sent us. We're gonna go over there and we're gonna hang out with our favorite Spurs fan, Dodge and Deji, and of course Northside. So we'll go over there after this show. But next thing I wanted to talk about, we got Jurrien Timber over the line, which is good. Announced today. I think he's a great player. We talked about it a little bit at the top of the show. He has the, I'm going to use the word, versatility to play in about 2 or 3 different positions, which is exactly what we need, because we have certain injury issues at our fullback positions and center back positions. So if he can play both, that's great. Even in our center defensive mid, we have holes, and we tend to suffer because of lack of depth. So I think this is a great signing, and 38 million is a bargain for somebody with that kind of pedigree. And obviously he was a good player for Ajax. I think this could be the second best signing of the transfer window for Arsenal, but we shall see. Wanted to get Delboy's opinion on this one.
Yeah, look, he's certainly, like, we've looked at the YouTube videos and all this stuff, but you can't judge a player off that. But from what past coaches are talking about him, that's what I sort of look into. Like, you know, Erik ten Hag had him. He absolutely loved him. I don't know why United didn't go in for him. Maybe they're sort of full in that position. Yeah, he certainly is a baller. Like, he's the type of modern defender nowadays. He's not the tough tackling. He's able to get the ball, look up, and pass it on. And that's the type of play that Arsenal play nowadays. And yeah, he's going to fit in rightly good into us. Like, he is a centre half. That's his position. But the talk is is he going to play on the right, sort of Ben White, sort of getting dropped for him? You know, if that's the case, yeah, I don't mind that at all. And I certainly would probably start him over Ben White. And for, let's say, we got Ben White for 50 million and we're paying 38 million for this guy. And supposedly, what all the experts are saying, he certainly is a serious baller. And I do agree with you, but I definitely do agree with you. It's a position we do need. He can play the centre-half role. As I said, he can play right back as well. And that's exactly the type of area that we need strengthening in. Because what happened when Saliba got injured, we blew the league. And it's as simple as that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree. Jez, did you want to say anything else on Timber? We haven't heard from you in a minute.
Yeah, no, I think it's a class signing. Haven't spoken to Steve McAloon, you know.
Stevie, my boy.
He's my guru because he actually watches European football. I don't. And I spoke with him about this good 6 weeks ago. And he said he's class. Ajax, let's get it right. Ajax are a decent team in Dutch football. So, you know, we getting that sort of player is class. You know, he can play right back, centre defence, centre midfield. So he's a universal player. So he's going to challenge a few players. And if we get, and the good thing about this is, guys, is if we get an injury to Benjamin White or Saliba, or let's say if we've still got Partey, he can slot in. So I think it's a great signing for the money we've paid. I think it's cheap.
It's very cheap.
I think it's cheap
in this market. Yeah,
I think I will have to put it out there. I will say, Edu, Garlic Head, and the rest of the gang, you've done a good deal here. Because I actually think it's going to. The other thing is, Dell, TJ, DVS, it's going to challenge other players. They're going to have to step up.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be up their arse. I don't mean
not in a homosexual way, of course.
Pride month's over.
He's going to be challenging them because he's going to want to get in that team. He's going to be wanting that team sheet started.
He's a gunner.
He's going to be pushing players on the training pitch at Colney. I think it's all positive, man. We used to have this sort of thing. You know, go back in history when we had the likes of Tony Adams, Steve Bold, etc., Winterburn, Dixon. They used to fight to get on the pitch. Because, you know, they knew they had to perform. And when we had the managers we had with George Graham, Arsene Wenger, etc., they knew that will I be on that pitch on the Saturday? Will I be there at 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon? Because they had to fight for it. And that is what I would expect to see at Arsenal Football Club.
That's the standard, mate.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing. I want positions to be challenged.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Can I just want to I'm just looking at BX Gunner's comment there, and I actually forgot about Kiora as well, as I call him. So, like, you think about on the right hand side when Saliba went injured, we had Rob Holding coming in. Now, if Saliba got injured, you can push this Timber guy in. You still have Ben White at right back. You can also have Tommy at right back, and on the left hand side, you have Tierney. You have Gabriel Magalhaes. I'm talking about the sort of the centre half. He's a left footer. You know what I'm saying? So you have Kiora there that can come in as well. So there's 3 players for the left hand side. And there's 3 or 4 for the right hand side, which is absolutely well covered. And I'm not even talking about Rob Holding here. He just
or Zinchenko.
Yeah. I hear that Besiktas are looking at
$2.5 million.
Rob Holding. I will personally give them a fucking jockey back to Besiktas. And I'm not joking.
Oh boy, I will call up my American friend Jeff Bezos and have him fly his fucking private plane. Pick up Rob Holding, put a parachute on his back, and push him out the fucking
Fucking
plane
hell.
so he can go up and dive bombing like the SS, mate. So here's the thing. I think there's no coincidence.
TJ.
I think it's no coincidence, guys, that Timber side and the leaks for Rob Holding are coming out.
Yeah, what were you gonna say, Jess?
There's a replacement for Rob Holding. Go ahead.
Can you just highlight that comment, Pete Hayward?
Oh, I don't even see it anymore.
Man United didn't win.
Pete Hayward, you are an absolute arsewipe.
You got the wrong Manchester team. Get out of my stream.
Absolute fucking class arse.
About Timber too.
Ignore him. Ignore him, guys. Do me a favor and ignore him. Let's move on. Ignore him.
Why are you attacking TJ? Why are you attacking him?
It doesn't bother me a bit. It's fine.
So
I'm just ignoring him, guys.
Me, and you can't even get the right team, and that just shows you're an absolute arsewipe liar in what you say. You've absolutely exposed yourself as an absolute arsewipe.
This is an interesting
It's
question.
not Man United, it's Manchester City. And if you honestly think they're going to get done for anything, forget it. They won't. Because at the end of the day, money talks, bullshit walks. And you are a class arsehole. Why didn't you just go, man, and piss off?
Well said.
All
right. Arsenal forever. Go ahead now. Sorry.
All right, go for it.
Go.
One thing too about Timber is that they were United's #1 defensive target last season before Martinez, and now he's a gunner.
Yeah,
We tipped United to him too, which makes me even
United
happy.
wanted him. That's a big
Big deal to me.
endorsement.
this is the thing. This is what I was saying earlier on. That says Ten Hag wanted him. You know what I mean? And they got Martinez. And just to answer Craig's question there, Martinez, they played together, him and Timber at Ajax. So I'd say Martinez, just off the top of my head, would definitely be one. He's a baller, and I think United at the minute, it's great for the likes of Arsenal because their owners are basically saying, why will we invest in the club when we want to sell it? So why would we pay millions and then not get that back? So no, we're not going to sign many players. So it's great news for us. So Eric Ten Hag probably heard Timber's available. I want him at Man United because let's be honest, if he managed him and he knows how good a player he is and he said he's a great player, why would he not want him? I think Man United are struggling this window. And just to answer, someone else had a question there about Emery and Villa. They're going about their business very good. Very, very good.
Yeah.
Wow, they're going to have Dion Bailey and Robbie on their wings.
Well, Thomas Vermaelen was very good outside of Ajax.
Yes, Jez. Yeah.
And his Bergkamp was pretty good.
And let's be honest.
Over Mars.
Thomas Vermaelen wanted to play for what? Was it Barcelona, Real Madrid? I can't remember. But he was a class player. If
we're talking modern,
great. Ajax have some great. They produce great players from their academy.
Frankie de Jong.
Yes. So, I'm all positive about it, man. I'm excited to see him play because he will be playing next week in America. I'm sure he'll be playing against the MLS All-Stars. He'll be playing against Man United. He'll be playing against Barcelona. I think
Marco Van Basten, Jesus, the Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah, Van Basten. Cool.
It goes on and on. So, TJ, you're going to DC from Kansas City.
From Kansas City, yep.
Is that a long way? That's a long way, isn't it?
It's like 2.5 hour, 3 hour flight.
Really?
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to be the starting 11, TJ?
Oh, for Arsenal, I got to pull it up. That's a great question. Yeah, hold on. Let me
got
pull
a few
up.
minutes left.
Let me pull up. Yeah, we got 10 minutes left. Make sure we're smashing the likes, and then we're gonna go raid Northside. Here again, let me see. U.S. roster. Because I looked at this earlier. I looked at this yesterday. Yeah, there we go. 33-man roster for the U.S. So you want to hear who I think they're going to play or who I want?
Who you want? But with some reality, knowing that.
Okay.
Yeah, knowing that Rice and Odegaard and Jesus Martinelli probably aren't going to play.
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay, whatever you want. I mean, you're the one going there. I'm excited for you. I wish I was going.
Yeah, I'm over the moon about it. My wife is like nervous almost, but it'll be good. And then I'm really excited to meet up with Spencer, and we're gonna
nice.
party it up. It'll be a good time. And we're gonna do the march to the stadium, which is something I think I'll probably live stream. Okay. God, I had it on the stream yesterday. Now I can't find the link. So I want to see. Yeah, so here's what I want to see. I want to see Ramsdale in goal for the first 45. Like give the guys a show. I don't want to see Runnerson. It's probably gonna be Runnerson. I want to see Kieran Tierney at left, Magalhaes and Saliba in the middle, at least to begin. Give him a little sniff. On the right, Ben White. CDM, we're probably not going to see anybody but Jorginho, so we're going to put Jorginho there. Realistically, I don't think Odegaard made the trip either. Let me see.
Do you have the list there of the players that are on it? Like, is Partey on it?
Party, yeah. Hold on, I'm looking for it.
Are the Party to United links dying down, or is that still?
Oh, jeez, they better. They better, because
I can't imagine that we do that. Take 6 steps forward, or 3 steps forward and 6 steps back, though, boy. If we get rid of.
Yeah, no, it's a joke. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially when United are on their knees at the minute. You know what I mean? When they can't sign them players, the next thing we're gifting players to them. Like, especially Thomas Partey. I'd love to keep Thomas Partey, have him in the squad this season, even if Rice comes and whoever else comes on board, because let's be honest, Thomas Partey had a few good games last season. You know, he really did pull us out of a hole at some stages.
Okay. Never mind. All right, so never mind. I take back what I said. So Odegaard is coming over here. So Odegaard in the middle. We have Kai Havertz. Give him a run on the left. See what happens. And then obviously I want to see Martinelli, Jesus, Saka. But how they have like the skills competition, Cal. I know they don't do any of this BS in England. I know that for a fact, but they have a skills competition where Arsenal will play against the MLS All-Stars in challenges for shooting, volley, and crossbar, touch, crossbar, shooting, cross volley. Like, yeah. So we have Vieira, Ramsdale, Odegaard, Nketiah, Marquinhos, Jorginho, Holding, Hine, Havertz, and Balogun playing in those. So that just tells me that they're not serious about getting rid of Fabio Vieira at all. They're not serious about getting rid of Holding. Like that's one of the things that I gotta get out of it. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
It is, yeah, it is what it is, and we'll see if he can manage these guys properly. But the Marquinhos thing is interesting because apparently he had a very good season in Norwich City.
Right.
And he's going to be a player I want him in some Carabao Cup games, maybe a low-level FA Cup game, maybe some lower level EPL games, depending on. But I think we should actually give him an actual chance this season. Go ahead, Del Boy.
I think they will put him on loan, but I think, like you should be going to the clubs like Luton. And I've said them once or twice because they're going to be in the toughest games in the Premier League because they're going to be straight away fighting for their lives. And you put Marquinhos into a team like that, and then you find out what sort of player he is, what sort of heart, what sort of passion he is. And you learn a lot about a player when they're up against it every week, week in, week out. But certainly from what we've seen, he is a baller. And you're right in what you're saying. At Norwich, like, you know, I seen that. I used to just keep an eye on him and stuff like that. He actually did have a good season. But just to go back on the Rob Holding thing, we should be now able to get at least 15 to 20 million for him. Because you're there, Dell, are you mad? He's useless. No, because you have the English tax straight away. You know what I mean? That's 5 million straight away. So he's probably a 10 million or a 15 million player. So let's go, just sell him. Don't be giving him a new contract and wearing his value market down.
Right, but he's being linked already to €2.5 million to Besiktas. Do you think that's not going to happen? I think that's going to happen.
I think it'll happen, but they're going to have to pay a little bit more. Like Arsenal rejected it.
Yeah, I think what I mean is
from Besiktas.
What I was saying is you're talking to me your 10, 15 million or whatever it is. That's if he stays in England. If he goes to Europe, the reality of it is, you know, you're a 3 million player, mate. But something for him, you know.
Yeah.
Right, but Besiktas takes that Arsenal experience he's got, right? They take that in consideration.
Yeah, but what will happen, what probably will happen, he'll go out on loan, he'll be running another year down his contract, and then we'll just get rid of him for nothing. That's what I can see happening.
Of course.
Yeah, going back to what Jez said earlier, yeah, Man U did get fined by UEFA for FFP issues, but it was like a slap on the wrist. It was like 300,000 pounds or something like that. Like Jez says, money talks, bullshit takes the bus. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous the fact that, like, the idea of rules and FFP actual regulations and anybody actually suffering from that in the Premier League, especially if you're in the Big Six, nothing is going to happen to you.
Yeah,
because then that upsets the apple cart. What are you going to say, Jez?
Well, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, you know, inane comment in the chat that we're gonna get awarded a championship because of Man City's whatever. Get real, people. Yeah, at the end of the day, Man City won it. Man City won it. You know, Arsenal lost it. Arsenal lost it not because of Man City's corruption, if you want to put it that way. It's because we weren't good enough.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Can I just say something there, Jez? Sorry to cut across you because you're talking exactly what I'm talking about. People always say, but Del, Man City are great. Yeah, they're great, but you only played them twice in the league. You played them twice. Yeah. You win every other game that you can. Okay, so I don't care what Man City do and whatever. You just forget about them. I'm sorry, Jess, for cutting across you. Go ahead, mate. I just want to.
No, Adele. Look, you know, you and I talk off the same hymn sheet. Yeah.
Yep.
The fact is, people look for excuses, and what they don't look at is the real is the fact that Arsenal were after the World Cup. At Christmas, New Year, we're top of the league. We come back with some injuries, but in that window, the January window, we didn't do the business. Arteta and Edu should have known Jesus and Saliba weren't going to be playing for a few months, so they should have brought in a replacements for them. They didn't do it. And it cost us. So the fact is, people, that it cost us the league. Because once we lost Partey, Jesus, Saliba, we were weak. And it cost us. Because when we had to go to Anfield, right, and stick Kiwior in midfield, Kiwior, a new player in midfield, Anfield, yeah. Where? Somebody, please tell me the tactical thing that was, because it's absolute. That we imploded, and I'm still angry to this day. And that was a long time ago. And we did it in other games because we didn't have the depth. Now, my point is this. We've now brought in Jurrien Timber, which is a great move because it's going to challenge our other defenders, and he can also play midfield. So that means these players know, standing behind me over there, okay, on training, I've got this guy. Yeah, he wants to come and take my spot. And that is what it is about, people. That is about bloody football. That is about Arsenal Football Club. That is about saying, right, when Tony Adams was in his position, he was looking behind his back thinking, shit, I've got Steve Bold might take my spot. Right? Nigel Winterburn, when we had him, fucking hell, Lee Dixon there. Jesus Christ, he might come and take my spot. I've got to give him our best. That's what I want from Arsenal's bloody football club. That is what I demand. That is it. That is Arsenal. That is bloody Arsenal Football Club. We're not a weak little piss pot team, right? Down the road. We are Arsenal. We are the Arsenal. And that is what I demand every single fucking week. And that is why we have not finished in this transfer window, because we have disgusted. We need a striker. We need another attacking midfielder. And I'm going to put it out there, people. And I'll say we need another backup keeper. I don't rate our keeper. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I second that with the keeper. I agree with Jez there. And you boys now don't come against us because we're across the pond from you. But
Matt Turner should be number one. He's American. God dang it, you Brits.
Yeah. No. I agree with Jez. I'm sorry. Matt Turner for me isn't. He's probably a third choice. Not second. Just remember we had Martinez. He's now Aston Villa's number one goalie. He was a third choice for us. So that's the standard you have to have. In our sense, oh my Jesus Christ.
If this is true, we need to run far, far away.
Oh, this tapped.
Jesus Christ.
No. I will lose my mind if that actually happens.
I'll go for
Game Killer, I think you're new. Smash the like, make sure you're subbed to the channel, but I think that this is
I
wrong.
think he's winding me up, Game Killer is. He's fucking winding me up now. No. Paul Pogba, no.
We don't need any Paul Pogba in this team, period.
The attitude he would bring in that dressing room. Oh my God.
Yeah, you thought Aubameyang was toxic. Just
yeah.
wait.
When I was at the games and you would have seen me videos and all this stuff, and I'd be moaning about leaders. Arsenal have no leaders. Okay, Xhaka was a leader. No, he wasn't. The second he threw the armband on the ground, I wanted him out of the club, and ever since that day. And Jez touched on it there, the Liverpool game. People were asking me, when did Arsenal lose the league? I says, the second that Xhaka went to the Anfield crowd and started clapping like that, start riling them up, that's when Arsenal lost the league. Because that game, if we won that game, it was a completely different story. But he fucked it up for us. So I hate all this. Sorry for cursing.
It's okay.
I hate all these clowns that are there. Oh, well done. Great service, Xhaka and all. Piss off. No. He threw the armband on the ground. The armband as the leader of the club. He done that. I wanted him gone from there on in. Now, the only good thing that I like about this window is Arteta seems to be listening to a few people like ourselves saying there's no leaders and stuff like that. Declan Rice was a captain at Man City. I know he's young, but you talk to anyone that even Lampard was talking about him, he wanted to sign him at Chelsea, and he's seen him as a leader, a future leader. That's what we're getting as well. We're not just getting a Declan Rice for 100 million. We're getting a Declan Rice that'll start every game. Anytime he's fit, every game. And he certainly deserves to be there. Okay, and he could also captain the team. And also, if I may be wrong, but this Jurrien Timber guy, I think he was the captain of Ajax for a few games here and there as well. And I think he could have captained the under-21s Dutch team as well or something like that. I maybe got that mixed up or whatever. But that's leadership. I don't mind that. I like that. So that's 2 players that Arteta's after getting in that I see leadership there. You know, potential leadership in the future, which is good progress. That's progress. And as I said at the start, I'll be backing these players. And me and Declan Rice have a bit of a thing with the Irishness, but I'll still back him. Thierry Henry fucked us up at the World Cup. I still backed him. By the fucking way, when Belgium were in Ireland, I think it was last year or something like that. Everyone in the stadium was booing Thierry Henry because of the handball stuff. The fucking Irish. He came on, we were all booing him and all this stuff. And I was just there for fuck's sake. I had a little, my young fella Zach had a little cardboard cutout saying, Thierry Henry, you're Arsenal legend or something like that on it. And he wanted him to sign it, and after the booing was going on, I says, Thierry is going to be down that tunnel. He is not going to be signing anything. So don't get your hopes up, Nate. But he did. He's seen it. We got it standing behind Thierry Henry, and we kept looking, and he looked up and he winked. And then at the end of the match, fair play to Thierry, he signed it, and I whispered in his ear, I forgive you for the Ireland handball. I had to say it loud because there was about 60,000 people would have fucking killed me otherwise.
Well, you know what? And on that note, let's go ahead and start taking us out, man. What a story. Again, Del Boy, thank you so much for coming on, man. We got to get you on more often.
Yeah,
doing the call-in shows on your channel is an absolute treat every single time. I'm looking forward to a season full of that kind of stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. I was only on YouTube for half of the season last season, so now, oh man, we're gonna cook.
Yeah.
We're gonna cook. I'm probably gonna need to work on some stress exercises to keep my blood pressure down, but we'll figure that
Remember
out.
too, PJs, that there's no World Cup this year, guys. So we're really gonna get
going
season and see what we can really do, which is I'm excited for.
Yeah, absolutely. So Del Boy, shout out your channel, shout out your stuff, and let's get out of here.
Yeah, look, just Del Boy Gunner, as it says there on the screen, do fan call-in shows after every Arsenal game. I talk shite in a few videos as well, just on the pre-season. I also do League of Ireland matches. I go to them and just do a little vlog on them, and stuff like that, and try to big up them. My young fellas, just bring them to a little. It's professional soccer, football, whatever. I'm on the American Idiot, so I have to call it soccer. Sorry, you don't have to. All right, okay. Fuck that. It's football.
75% of the people watching this are UK Euro. So
okay, yeah. So it's football, yeah, exactly. So we go and do vlogs for that and stuff like that. Tomorrow I have 12 hours of drinking. That's why I'm on the water here today. So there's the Gaelic Games is on tomorrow. Dublin are playing Monaghan, so it's for the semi-finals of the All Ireland. So we're going to the pub at 3:00. The match is starting at 5:00. So we'll be drinking to the early hours of the morning. So yeah, big up. And thanks a million for having me on, guys. Really do appreciate it. And I'll be more than welcome to come back again.
Yeah, really. Absolutely. Jez, shout out your channel, man. Shout out what you got going on next week. It sounds like we're gonna be doing some Arsenal stories, personal Arsenal stories on your channel next week.
Yeah, Arsenal history and more, man. Great show tonight with Kenny Ken. I'm gonna get people on to do their Arsenal journeys. I've got Connor on at 5:00 Sunday, and I'm gonna get you on, DVS, Del Boy, Kyle, to talk about your journeys, your life. Basically, it's your life journey with Arsenal, how you've experienced it, and I don't care. I don't care whether you've been a supporter for 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years. It's about your journey, your experiences. And I said to Kenny before the show tonight, we had a great chat. There's no comparisons. Mm-hmm. Your journey, DJ, your journey, DVS, your journey, Del Boy, it's all different. And the reason I'm doing it is because at this point in time in the season, there's fuck all to talk about. Because I don't want to rinse and repeat what everybody else is doing. It's great talking about, we've signed Jurriën Timber. Great, brilliant, love it, fantastic. But everybody talks about it. And so I'm trying to come up with something different to get your life journey. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be over the next week or so, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Really, really looking forward to it. Thanks again for coming on, both Jez and Del Boy. Dal,
Thank you. What's up?
shout yourself out, man. I'm just really glad that we're back together.
It's been a fun show today. It's been an interesting week, hasn't it?
Yes,
Really
it has.
hasn't it, for our Stone World. But yeah, check me out, Oregon Goon. I play some FIFA, play some Call of Duty, talk some shit on IG, infamous_Dow. And unfortunately, I'm going to be camping on the first weekend of the season. So I'm going to miss the first few games of the season, unfortunately. I'll be camping, drinking and smoking and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I know I'm kind of like weighing up if I should bring a little portable TV or something with me.
I think that shouldn't even be a question.
I might have to drive into town and bring my phone and jump into a bar that has Wi-Fi, leave all my buddies back at the campsite 30 miles away. But I'm pretty good about that, to be honest. But anyway, great show today. Episode 20 next week. TJ, Connor, myself have come up with some ideas, some edits and so forth we think you guys will like and laugh. Some show concepts that we've stolen from American sports television we're going to talk about implementing in the show. That's going to be really interactive with guests and the chat, so be on the lookout for that. Other than that, TJ, thank you again. And Del Boy, Jez, fucking legends. Love you both. Great content, great channels. Everyone in the chat, too many to list. Let's fucking get it, guys.
Let's get it. Yeah, I can only echo what Dal said. We have so many different like fun things, cool ideas that we're going to try out next season. Yeah, we got this. If you guys have heard of Pardon the Interruption, we're going to do kind of a stream with that kind of format on it. Make an argument. You have only, a certain amount of time to make an argument before I cut your mic and let the next person talk and argue their argument. It's going to be a lot of fun to do that. We're also going to introduce new sections of the American Idiot Show. I'm going to have a gambling section where I give you my lead pipe lock of the week. So I will give you my one choice, the one game that I'm going to put a few quid on. I'm not going to tell you how many. We'll deal in units, right? So we're going to do that. There's going to be that section. We're going to have a fantasy section where we're going to do a fantasy league. We'll have a live draft, all that jazz. And we will, of course, be returning to the Premier League predictions section, which is going to be jokes, and everybody always has a good time with that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Absolutely, Jaminho. It is going to be an absolute blast. Arsenal forever. I just saw this. TJ Panel, I'm starting my YouTube channel in August. You legends are well. Yeah, we will be there, and we will support you 100% of the way.
Sure.
Arsenal forever. Absolutely. So until then, guys, head over to Northside's channel right now. Tell them the American Idiots sent you. Go over there, make fun of Deji, back Northside every single time. And until next time, we are out.